In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix AWS EC2 instance booting related issues. Here is a problem statement describing the booting issues and how to fix these issues using two different methods, EC2 Serial Console and the rescue instance method. So let me get into the AWS Management Console to get started with reproducing the issue first. Then we'll see how to fix the issues by using these two simple methods. I'm navigating to AWS Management Console in Northern Virginia region. Let me go ahead and create one simple EC2 instance to get started with this particular project. Let me specify the instance name tag EDEC201. It could be any name tag that you like it. I'm choosing Amazon Linux to AMI. Let me choose the instance type. Here I'm going with the m5ad.lodge. Let me search for the instance type and select the instance type. Scroll down and let me choose the existing key pair. Scroll down and let me choose the existing security group in the default network. Well, now let me go ahead and start creating the EC2 instance. Well, this is the EC2 instance that is created. Let me logging into the EC2 instance. I will take the public IP of this EC2 instance. Let me use the PuTTY SSH client to logging into the EC2 instance. I'm using the saved session here where the key pair is already attached to this PuTTY. Now let me logging into the EC2. EC2-user is the default username. Let me switch to the root lsblk. Well, I could see there is one instance store volume for this EC2 instance type, but for this exercise, let me go ahead and add one more additional EBS volume to mount as a data volume. I'll go back to AWS Management Console. Let me verify the instance is created in which availability zone, which is in 1C. Let me go ahead and create one additional EBS volume of type GP2 with 5 GB in size. I'll go with the 1C availability zone as the instance is in 1C availability zone and create a volume. Let me select the volume. Let me refresh. Yes, now the volume is in available state. Select the volume, attach the volume to the instance. Select the instance from the drop down. Click on attach a volume. Now let me go back to the EC2 instance, lsblk. I can see there is one more additional EBS volume of size 5 GB is available. Let me go ahead and format the drive and mount it as a file system. mkfs-t ext4 and /dev/the volume name. Once the volume is formatted and created it as a file system type, then let me go ahead and mount it on /data directory. Mount /dev/the volume name /data. I can go inside the /data and can start creating the file just to ensure that we can successfully create and insert the data in this particular file system. I can verify that the file system is currently being mounted in the df command too. Well, so now if this file system has to be get auto mounted after the system reboot, this file system entry has to be added in the etc fstab configuration file. Let me go to /etc/fstab file, and here we need to add a syntax stating that the volume name, then the directory name where this has to be mounted, the file system formatted type, then the default attributes that has to be applied for this file system, then specify that 1 space 1, which will be like checking the integrity of the file system, taking the dump of the file system, doing the boot dump. Those settings will be explained here. Let me save this. So now after the reboot, the file system will be get mounted correctly, but we need to reproduce the issue, right? So I'm going to edit this file one more time. Rather me specifying the volume name correctly, I would like to specify it a wrong device name. Now let me save this file. Because there is a wrong entry in the configuration file, right? After the reboot, it can't mount a file system automatically, and your system will hang up there. The booting related issues will be arising. That's how I'm going to reproduce the issue now. Then we'll see how to fix the issue, right? After it has a problem. Now let me go back to AWS Management Console, and let me select my EC2 instance that I'm currently working on. Let me go to instance state and reboot the instance. Well, the instance is rebooted, and I can see that my current terminal is got closed because the system is going for the reboot. Good. Now after some time, let me try to reconnect it to the system. And you see that I'm not able to logging into the EC2 instance as the system is not boot up properly. Now we need to identify the problem why the system is not coming up. Let me go back to AWS Management Console and let me see the current state of this EC2 instance by going to Actions, Monitor and Troubleshoot the issues, and let me get the system screenshot. The system screenshot is clearly explaining that as part of the booting process, it is now trying to mount a volume with the name called dev-nvme, but this device is no longer exist on this EC2 instance, and hence it is still waiting in this state, and it can't mount the volume because this device is not available as per the fstab settings. And without this step is proceeded, all the network related operations will not be started, and without a network services you cannot log into this instance from the network. That is what the problem now, and we need to fix this issue by booting this instance either using the serial console or using the rescue instance method. Well, so let me cancel this screen because we are successfully reproduced the issue. And if you could wait for some more time, the instance status check also will be get showing as 1 by 2 because the system status check will definitely get failed after some time because the system is not booting properly as expected. Well, now let me go back to the problem statement here, and we have successfully reproduced the issue on our EC2 instance. Now to fix the issue, let me show you how to get the serial console first. Well, from AWS Management Console, I could see that the instance is now turned out into 1 by 2 status check. If I look into the EC2 instance more details, under the status checks, we can see that the instance check is failed as the instance is not able to boot up properly. To get the serial console of this EC2 instance, Actions, Monitor and Troubleshoot, and click on EC2 Serial Console. Now we should be getting the serial console access here. Just click on Connect. Now you see that the AWS is providing you the serial console access to this EC2 instance. The serial console access is a direct console access to your EC2 instance without having any networking configuration. Without having a SHS related services running on EC2 instance, still the serial console will be allowing you to logging in and start running the commands on your EC2 instance. Well, now I could see the screen and it is complaining that because the root account is currently locked, it can't provide you the shell to start entering the commands here. So in order to get this kind of the emergency serial console to do the troubleshooting, the root account must be in enabled state. So at this time, I can't use this serial console to start executing the commands to troubleshoot this issue as the root account is not enabled. So definitely now I need to go for the second step to start troubleshooting these issues. So for whatever the reason, if this serial console method is not working, then we need to look into the second method how to get this done. Let me close this serial console for now. Also, sometimes you can't get the serial console because the serial console is available only certain type of EC2 instances, but not for all the EC2 instances. Also, the serial console access has to be enabled from this account attributes step. Then only you can get the access to get the serial console. So make sure that this option is allowed if you wanted to get a serial console for your EC2 instance. Well, now let me move on to the second method how to fix this issue using the rescue EC2 instance method. To go over with the rescue EC2 instance method, I'm going to stop this EC2 instance first. Well, now I could see that the instance is in stop state. Select the instance, go to the storage section. Because the instance is currently in stop state, I can detach the root volume. So select the root volume of this EC2 instance. It's better to give the naming for this volume to understand which volume that we are currently acting on. Well, now I'll go to the actions, detach the volume, detach the volume. Let me refresh the screen. Now this volume is back to available state. Now let me go ahead and create one more rescue EC2 instance. Currently, this volume is in 1C availability zone, so I need to create a rescue EC2 instance in the 1C availability zone only. Let me go ahead and create one more EC2 instance. This I'm going to call as rescue instance. We choose Amazon Linux AMI. Let me select the instance type. It could be any instance type, but the best practice to go with the same instance type to avoid the issues. Now let me scroll down and let me choose the key pair. It could be any key pair. And let me go down and ensure that this rescue EC2 instance is getting created in the same availability zone. From the networking settings, let me choose 1C availability zone. Now scroll down and let me select the existing security group. Now scroll down and launch a EC2 instance. As this rescue EC2 instance is in the same availability zone of the root volume of the original EC2 instance, we can attach the root volume of problematic EC2 instance to this EC2 instance to this rescue EC2 instance as a data volume. Select the root volume of the original EC2 instance which is in available state. Now attach this volume to the rescue EC2 instance. Let me select the rescue EC2 instance from the drop down and click on attach. The root volume of other EC2 instance will now be available as SDF in this rescue EC2 instance. Once done, now let me logging into the rescue EC2 instance. Select the public IP of this EC2 instance and connect it using the SSH client PuTTY. I'm using the saved session, so the key is already attached here, and let me logging into this EC2 instance. EC2-user is the default username. Let me switch to the root. Let me run lsblk to see the list of blocked devices. I could see that the root volume which is associated as the data volume is available here. Let me take the partition and let's start mounting this. The file -s will show that this is already formatted, as this is not a raw volume. This is a root file system of the other EC2 instance, which is now available as a data file system. So let me mount this and the type is xfs slash dev slash the partitioning name. I wanted to mount it under slash mnt. So while you are mounting, do ensure that you are not using any UUID and hit enter. Now we can see that the volume is mounted as mnt file system. Let me go inside the mnt file system. Let me clear the screen and let me see the list of files and directories inside the mnt. You can see all the other system root volume information is available in this system as a data. Now let me go to the etc location. You can see the absolute path where I am currently, and I'm editing the fstab configuration file, right? So it should be /etc/fstab, but as it is mounted under the mnt, the full path will be mnt etc fstab. I'll go there and I'll be correcting the issue. So the issue was the volume name was wrong, and I'm just trying to fix this issue with the correct name, NVMe2N. The issue was with the name of the volume. So let me go ahead and correct the name. The name is NVMe2N1. If you don't know what is the exact name of the volume, then you can even comment this. The commented entries will not be considered for auto mount, and this file system will not be treated to mount automatically after the system reboot. So for now, I'm just making it as a commented so that I can mount it later when the system gets properly booted. I'm going to save this file now. I have successfully fixed the issue in the fstab configuration file. Now let's start unmounting this particular mnt temporary file system from my rescue EC2 instance. Now let's go back to AWS Management Console and let me detach this volume from this rescue EC2 instance. Click on storage, select the volume which I would like to detach now because the issue is already fixed in this volume. Let me click on detach volume and detach it. Once the volume is become available, now let me go back and attach the volume to the original EC2 instance here. Let me choose the instance that is currently in the stop state. Ensure that the device name is XVDA, as this device is going to be a boot disk for this EC2 instance, and click on attach a volume. Now let me go back to the EC2 dashboard, select the EC2 instance which is currently in stop state. Now let me go ahead and start the EC2 instance. Now I can see that the instance is started successfully. Let me click on the EC2 instance ID. Currently the instance is in running state. Now let me try to logging into this EC2 instance if it is really solving the problem and booting up properly. Excellent. Now I could see that the instances came up properly and I should be able to logging into the EC2 instance. Let me switch to the root. Now if you see the etc fstab, the fstab is currently having the commented entry because this entry is commented as part of your rescue operation, and this file system is not being mounted automatically. Now if you know the exact volume name, which will be the fix, we can take that volume name and can keep that volume name in your fstab and make it a permanent fix, so that the file system will be get mounted even after the reboot also. So this is how you can fix the booting related issues using the rescue operation method or using the console method too. But ensure that to use the console method, your root account should be allowed in logging in, and the console access has to be enabled in your account EC2 settings. Going back to the problem statement, so I have successfully executed the step that we need to follow in serial console and the rescue method also. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked this video and understood how to fix the booting related issues of EC2 instances using these two methods. But ensure that which type of issues that you need to fix it using the rescue method and which issues will be fixing using the serial console method. If you know the some of the examples which can be fixed in which method, please do add those in the comment section. Thank you very much.